Ever wonder why some vending operators lose thousands of dollars overnight while others build million-dollar empires? It all comes down to one thing: their contract. I've watched too many people finally land that perfect location only to mess it up because they showed up with no contract or some garbage one they found on GPT. Today, I'm giving you the exact contract template that I use with our $1 million vending business. It's the same one that's protected over 100 machines across multiple states and helped my students secure thousands of locations without getting burned. Stick around to the end because I'm literally screen sharing my battle-tested template so you never have to worry about getting burned again. All right, let's get started. So when diving into a vending contract, there's a couple things you want to think through here, and it all comes back to risk, okay? So you're trying to eliminate your risk here as a service provider and ultimately try to make more of the risk on the owner. And in this case, the owner is the location, whether that's an urgent care or a hospital or an apartment complex or a school. Any place you're putting this is going to be the owner, okay? So there's a couple things that you can do to protect yourself. First thing is you want to throw in there a multi-year contract. So most of our contracts are at least 3 years. If they don't ask, we'll even throw in 5 years. Okay, the other thing you want to factor in here is you want to factor in a 90-day notice for termination. So if they want to terminate, they're going to have to give you at least a 90-day notice. That's going to definitely protect yourself. Plus you can also throw in 45 days for machine removal, which means you're going to be able to get 45 days of more sales before you have to remove the machine. And then lastly, the thing you got to factor in here is you want to make it clear that you don't want to lead with revenue share. So you'll notice here, there's no profits listed and they have to provide the location. Now the secret sauce with this contract template and where this is really going to set yourself apart is going to be with the clawback clause, okay? And this is going to be the owner obligations. And I'll give you a perfect example. Let's say you go into an urgent care and you install the machine and you have a 3-year contract, and then 3 months into it, the manager of the urgent care no longer is working there. And the new manager comes in and is like, I don't really like having micro markets in our urgent care because it's not our core piece of our business. So she's like, yeah, I want to get this micro market out of here. Well, the great thing with the clawback is that they're going to have to pay you to get out, okay? And we call that a termination fee, okay? So if you spend, let's say $6,000 on a micro market to put into this urgent care, and then after 90 days, they kick you out because it's a change in staff or what have you, you're actually gonna make money off that because the termination fee to kick you out within 90 days is $10,000. So you're gonna make a difference of $4,000 just by having this clawback language in here to protect yourself, okay? So most people don't even think about the clawback, but the great thing with the clawback is it really hedges your risk when you're focusing on the ability to, look, I have to spend all this upfront money on a new machine or a new micro market, and I don't want to be booted out of there after 90 days, okay? So definitely want to have that in there. The other thing that's really important that people don't think about is at the end of the day, your location and your revenue is only as good as where they put the machine in the building, okay? So as you'll see here in section 4.2, is it's clearly defined this micro market is going right next to the mailboxes. All right, so if a new manager comes in 90 days and is like, I don't want it in the lobby, I want to throw it up on the 8th floor in the social lounge. Well, guess what? Not everyone goes to the 8th floor, but everyone has to come through the lobby to get where they want to go. So you need to have this in the contract of where in the building the machine's going, because that's really going to protect yourself not only from a legal standpoint, but also it's really going to protect yourself from a revenue standpoint and making sure that you're not getting caught doing no revenue because it's in the back of the closet somewhere else in the building. The other things are just general legal language here, and indemnification, limitation of liability. Like I always say, I'm not a lawyer, so definitely if you have questions, get a second opinion, waiver, severability, assignment of rights. But I think the big thing that you guys want to look out for with these contract templates is specifically what sets this one apart is going to be 3 things, right? We're going to have the contract is automatically set for 3 years. We automatically require a 90-day written notice, and keep in mind it's written. So even little things like if they want to cancel their service with us, it has to be certified mail or sent USPS. Like literally, I have it in the contract where we have to confirm receipt and they have to prepay postage or overnight carrier, okay? So all those little things that make it super sticky for you to stay in there as long as possible, because every day, even if you're making only $100 a day, that's an extra $3,000 a month. So with a 90-day notice, that's an extra $9,000 of sales that they have to give you because of that 90-day notice. So again, 3-year contract, 90-day notice, auto renewal, 45 calendar days to remove your machine. And then the most important piece to this entire contract is the clawback clause. And that termination fee is gonna protect yourself so much so that you don't go into a location and freaking put in a machine and then the manager leaves. 90 days later, the new manager doesn't believe in micro markets and is like, hey, Joe, you're out of here. Well, guess what? I'll leave, but you're gonna have to cut me a check for 10 grand. And they're not gonna do that 9 times out of 10. So, or that if they do that, you just made money off your micro market anyway. So those are the big things here with this contract template that you're not gonna get from just Googling some type of contract template for your vending business. Look, having a contract is crucial, but it's only one piece of the vending business. Inside my community, Vendingpreneurs, not only do you get this contract template, but also you get our entire negotiation playbook, scripts to handle objections, but most importantly, your own personal coaches. If you're serious about building a vending business the right way from day one, click the link in the description to book a call with our team. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. Passive, signing off.